and welcome to Tech Tip through Soldo Media. I'm Amanda, and today we got the Saramonic Ultra here for you. This is a new mic from Saramonic. We've used a lot of Saramonics in the past, maybe more at the TV channel than that we reviewed. I think we did review one once upon a time. But yeah, they came out with a very competitive, I'll say, mic set with 32-bit float and all of the gadgets that we love. And this one I got in white because you can get them black and white. You can get them with or without lavs. And on that point, over all the years, I've always said, you know, I would not buy mics without lavs, but more and more I find that we've bought the lavs and haven't used them for any of these microphones. But I do use these lavs, the more on-body recorders. This is the Tascam Pro DR10L on me right now. And those we always use lavs, but for some reason I never use the lavs on the DJI or the Rode, even though I have them. So I went out on a limb, I didn't buy the lav for this guy. But yeah, black and white, and that's nice. So right here, this is your extras. I'll get into that in a sec. Your quick manual with your QR code for the app, and your warranty card by the looks of it. And there you go. You got a nice little Saramonic microphone case. You got a USB-C charger on the back, or port for charging, and that charges your whole case up. And so there you go. You get your your one receiver and your two transmitters, and it comes with the iPhone and USB-C phone connectors in there. Before we get deeper into that, let's take a peek at what's in the box here as well. We got a carrying pouch. Put that aside. Nice little carrying pouch. And you get two windsocks, white to match the unit. That's a 3.5 millimeter by 3.5 millimeter jack, and a USB-C to USB-C. You get a case of silica, which is always very important. But what's interesting is you actually get an antenna to boost. And this is, I think, the first of these that I've seen come out with the actual boosting antenna. And what that gives you straight away, they say, is farther distance. Now, I'm going to throw straight to that. We sent Jake out to walk. They say 300 meters. I think he went even further. Let's take a look.
We're going to see how far we go. We have the antenna on. The antenna's on the camera, so we should get about 300 meters of audio. It's actually quite hard to find a 300 meter spot that's straight, so we're going to see how this works. I'm going to walk with my back against the microphone, or against the receiver, sorry. Back against the receiver. And then when we don't hear it anymore, we'll have to pretty much just keep going but backwards until we can't hear it anymore. So this is maybe 50 meters. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. We are in the woods. I usually do this at the football field at Acadia, but now the range is too long. I only have 250 meter range there, so I have to find a new spot. A new spot. Let's see. On this side, so it's more line of sight. See, Nathan, can you still hear me? Can you wave your arm if you can hear me? Good. Okay, still hear me? This will be a couple of 100 meters. Still line of sight except for the not being in the front. Just in case. Oh, eyes. Well, there he is. So if I turn, so let's head back and see where we ended up. The little antenna is a nice touch. Just need to blend in with the clothing, I guess. But white works well for weddings and such, or where a black microphone would stick out more than a white one. Alright, I think that's Nathan over there. Hey Nathan, can you hear me? Yeah, he hears me. Alright, so pretty good, pretty good. Alright, back to the studio.
So what you saw there, Jake, he had some connection almost 400 meters away. You can see on the map there, he sort of Google mapped himself out on this road. It was a little droppy, but as soon as he came into the 300 meter range, it was solid. What else was really interesting was he had up to about 150 meters with his back turned to the receiver. So that's not what we would consider direct line of sight, but he had that connectivity, which is way better. Most of the microphones we've tested in this kind of range have dropped out as soon as you turn your back after 20 meters. Some of them have made it 50, but most of them don't make it any further than that. And it's very droppy. But you can see he's walking away from the camera in the beginning and has full connectivity. I think that's a phenomenal little element to that, and all because you have the little antenna. So let's try to attach that right there. First time I picked it up, I went to plug in the 3.5 millimeter there until I realized that actually, no, that's the antenna port, and the 3.5 millimeters on the other side. So let's pop that in, show you how easy that is. Just connects just like that. Oh, and look, oh, let me do it again so you can see the screen. So antenna disconnected, antenna connected, just like that. And so if I take my other two units out, they all connect on. Anyway, yeah, you can see you have connectivity to both. Nice touch screen on this, nice dial mode, and then you have your phone connect on the top there. All right? You can connect this to your phone directly, or you can go USB-C out either through this or through the USB-C cable port on the back, straight to your computer. So let's check that out. Jake's going to show us the app, and he's going to show us the computer.
What we're going to do now is connect it to the telephones app, the Saramonic app, and we're going to connect it to the computer to see that you can record through it all. I have connected the USB-C in the back here. If you have an iPhone, there's an iPhone connector in the back of the box right here. All right, so this one goes into the bottom of the phone, like so, right there. And then you press the microphone right there, and you can see the waveform starting to move as you're recording onto the telephone. In here you can also set the different sample rates, like the 48 Hertz or the 44.4.1. You can have your low cut to 75 Hertz, you can have it 150, 300 Hertz and off. You can pick your input channel depending on what you want. You can set your bit depth, but not during recording, so skip that. We have voice boost 1 and number 2. This is voice boost number 2 and voice boost number 3. You can set the headset mic if we're using right now, or you can use the built-in, and then you have file format, MP3, AAC, or the WAV, so WAV. All right, that's sample rate, and you can set your volume. You can monitor it in real time. And there's the noise reduction. So you have 5 levels of noise reduction. So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. So we're going to test that a little bit later with some actual noise as well. Okay, that's all good. Now we're going to disconnect this from here and go into the computer. We have Audacity open. Pause, make sure your audio device is Saramonic Ultra. There you go. You make sure your input device is Saramonic Ultra. And then you can record, and it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's So now we demonstrated how to connect it to the computer, make sure that you have the right input, and have to connect it to the app and record via that one and set your settings there as well. Awesome. Over to the next thing.
All right, so one thing that Jake actually did mention in the video as well, you do get a lot more control, and I'll show you that right here. When you go to put on noise cancellation on these guys, there. So on the transmitter itself, I have all, just like in the DJI, I have all the controls right here. I can mute it here. I can record from here, but I can also put on the noise cancellation here. There are no other noise cancellation settings in this unit itself. So if you want those different levels of noise cancellation, you have to actually use the app to do it on the phone. Now, you might notice this should be, oh, this guy here, he's green. And that tells you that noise cancellation's on. He's blue. That tells you that noise cancellation isn't on. And you can press record directly on the unit, and you can actually see that the light turns red when you're recording. Now, about other recording settings in this unit, let's just go over to the menu real quick for that. Menu is swipe. If you're looking at it, it is swipe right. If you're looking away from it, swipe left. Okay. Record settings, where are you? There. So under record settings, you have a couple of options. Right now, this is recording at 24-bit and no float. I can set it to, it says confirm. Now it's recording at 32-bit float. Now you're going to get a little bit extra time. At the 32-bit float, I think you can record up to 10 hours. And with the 24-bit, you can record up to 15 hours. That being said, the battery life on the two units are only 6 hours, or on all three units. So I'm assuming that's recording without dumping the card, just so that you're not confused. Or if you want to, you can actually power these on with the USB-C straight into a power source. So you can actually keep on running them so long as they're connected to power. All right. The other record setting, that went away on me. The other record setting that we have here, I'm just going to turn off 32-bit float, is auto record. And what that means is, so if I put all these back in the box here, I'll take off my antenna, drop him back in. All right, back in the box. Something somewhere's vibrated. All right, there we go. When I open it up this time, take out the receiver first. And as soon as I take out the transmitter, he should, yep, instantly start recording. And that was a feature I think we first saw on the Rode Wireless Pros, or Rode Wireless mics of some sort. Don't quote me on that, but yeah. It's not a feature that I love, but if you're kind of like one of those journalist type people, and I think this is where this is phenomenal. Imagine you're out just trying to get stories for the newspaper or for the radio, and you know, the politician or whoever is saying something super interesting. Before you even have a chance to do anything else, you pull these mics out, let the audio start rolling right away, and get your camera up or whatever. Just, you don't miss the action that way. I think that's where these would be useful. For us, sometimes we set up in the studio and we put our mics on to check audio back to the camera. And then for us, we don't want to have endless conversation of Linus and I singing the hits from the 80s together while we're like prepping and getting comfortable, ready for the work. There's so many times we have a lot of fun before we actually record. But yeah, I'm going to turn that setting off because like I said, that one's not for me. We talk too much. So auto recording is now off, and there you go. So since we're in recording settings, we're going to go over now to our sound test.
All right, so now we're testing the DJI 2, we got it working, and the Saramonic. So we're going to do a couple of tests. We're going to do 24-bit, we're going to do 32-bit, and noise floor, and low cut. So the reason I'm in here is because in there's dogs and kids, and impossible to make it an audio recording basically. So on 24-bit, you don't have that 32-bit float protection. So we're going to just go loud, low, medium, and low, and then we're going to switch over to 32 and do the same thing again. So in normal tone, hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. So a louder one. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. And a whisper. Hello and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording. So in normal tone, hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. So a louder one. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. And a whisper. Hello and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. This is with 32-bit float, so we're gonna do the same thing again. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Hello and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. This is with 32-bit float, so we're gonna do the same thing again. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Hey and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Hello and welcome to Tech Tips with me, Jacob. Okay, so there we have our 32-bit float, and now we're going to test the noise floor. So I'm just going to sit quietly and we're going to see what kind of noise we have in the car. Now we're going to head over and do some noisier tests, I believe. So let's head out. Hey guys, so I am sitting in a noisy environment at the moment. Smells lovely though due to the flowers, but I'm going to test the two noise cancellations to start with. The DJI has one on board, and so does the Saramonic, but the Saramonic also has a few extra tricks up its sleeve in the phone app, so we're going to do both of those. But first of all, this is the noise environment. I'm going to pop on the noise cancellation there, and I believe it's there as well. So this is the normal noise cancellation that you get from just pushing the button, and it records as such. And now I'm gonna connect it to the telephone and the app within. And it is again the Saramonic app. Pop it in. But you can also see what I'm doing. There, screen recording. And here we have noise reduction up to 5 different versions. So this is noise cancellation number 1. Hello, hello, this is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. Noise reduction number 2. Hello, hello, this is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. Number 3. Hello, this is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. Number 4. Hello, this is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. And the final one, number 5. This is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. All right, also has a vocal boost in there. So how about we put this on, we put it on 1 or turn it off? Let's turn it off to start with. So vocal boost. This is vocal boost number 1. This is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. Vocal boost number 2. Hello, this is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. And the vocal boost number 3. This is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. So there we have a couple of different versions that you can do. So I wonder if you should also test the safety track while we're at it. Might as well. Oh, interesting. Even though I disconnected it, it says number 3 here, so it's voice noise reduction number 3 there. Turn it off. Still recording. And is it from below? Swipe right. So outputs. Put mono, stereo, safety. All right, so now there's a little shield right there and there in the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Let's take a photo of that after. But that is a shield, so it says safety track. So now you should have 2 different levels. Works only when you have one mic, I believe, unless they're gonna be the same and just both mics on one channel and both mics on the other channel, but slightly lower. So that's what the safety track is. Hello, hello, 1, 2, 3. This is Tech Tips. This is Tech Tips. All right, well, that's pretty much the tests for this term. So back to the studio and Amanda.
Well, actually, since we're talking about battery, let's look at what our actual battery test came out with. We put the DJI up against the Saramonic mic, 1 unit recording, 1 unit not recording, to see if that made any difference. And let's look at what we came up with here in our time lapse. Okay, so there are some actual extra features in this microphone that, or in this unit here, that DJI and Rode aren't sporting right now. At least I don't think Rode, the new Rode 3 might. We have that on the way in blue, so that's going to be exciting. But it has time code out, so you can actually use different modes of time code generation from this microphone. So if you have multi-camera shoot and all your cameras can receive time code, you can actually go from unit to unit to unit to sync the cameras. So I'll just show you right quick here how that works. So the first thing is we want to make sure that the time codes, or the frame rates, sorry, the frame rates in both the microphone and all the cameras that you're using are the same. I didn't see that it had 59.9 frames or 60 frames in this. We usually record in that, so I had to put the frame rate back down to 29.97, but both have 29.97. Next thing is in the camera, I want to go over to the time code settings and set it to free run, and then the free range. So once I get free range on both, then you also have to set the mode on the output, because you can output it on the USB-C or you can output it on the 3.5 millimeter jack, and you can embed time code on those as well. Embed the audio and the time code together out to the camera. So you can see in the different settings, you have 5 different modes. We chose mode 5, which gives both the USB-C and the 3.5 millimeter jack the time code and the left and right channels out to the camera. Once you click that, you can see, boop, there the R5C has connected, and we're off to the races. So what a great benefit that is. Because again, if you're shooting multi-camera shoot, like when we do cooking programs and stuff like that, being able to sync up with time code instead of just relying on everybody seeing us clapped at the cameras, or even clipboards are great, but having that time code ability to sync the cameras makes your post-editing so much easier, and your scripting easier. It's really great if you have somebody sitting with you when you're doing recordings or doing shows who can actually take notes. By the way, so-and-so spilt water on their shirt at this point in time, and we had to wipe it up and cut that. It just makes it so much easier for the editor to go, oh, that happened. They sneezed. That happened. They know to look out for it, and it doesn't get missed and accidentally put out on air when there's a mistake, or like your floor director is running in on set for some reason. Another great feature of this is the transmitters can actually get wet. They're waterproof rated, so, well, water resistant. And yeah, they appear to still work after they were wet, so that's a good thing. Another great feature with this, in addition to the fact that you can actually use the USB-C and multiple other ways out, you can actually attach a Sony hot shoe adapter to this. It will go straight into the Sony camera with your audio and everything without having to have a flimsy 3.5 millimeter jack to the camera. And by the way, we always put our receivers on the cameras and record to them as well whenever we actually have cameras that have USB, or not USB, but 3.5 millimeter in, so that even if the recording fails on these guys or something happens, you still have the audio going into the camera to work with. And cameras don't always have the same great preamps. You don't get that 32-bit float, but you get a backup track. So speaking of backup tracks, that's another feature that this guy has. So under output, you have stereo, which we tend to like to record in because it's usually me and Jake, or me and Linus, or me and Marcus, or whatever combination of us. So I want to put it on safety track. And right there is safety track. So here I'm going to have one track that's at one level and a second track that's going to come in at a little bit of a higher level. Final thing, I just want to show you some of the extra modes that you get in here. Different volume control. You got mic gain in here, so you can actually gain both the transmitter and the receivers. Gain modes, so output off. So, or it can be based on what camera you're using. It can be auto gain, and it can be low gain. We got sound, original sound. We have vocal boost and low cut. We have record settings, as we went through. You get speaker settings. And what this allows you to do is actually play back from the phone settings. So I don't know if you guys noticed, if you have used mics like this before, when you plug the USB-C or Lightning into your iPhone, when you go to play back what you've recorded, you actually have to take out the receiver to be able to hear. But this allows you to hear what's coming out of the receiver anyway. All right, so yeah, that's the Saramonic microphone. We're super excited. I'm excited about finally having a white microphone. Overall, there are definitely some advantages to this. Price-wise, compared to the others, it's very competitive, and I think almost cheaper than some of the other microphones. Don't quote me on that, but we'll put some prices up here. What we can see, maybe Amazon is the fair comparison if they all have that. But yeah, this antenna, I think that this adds extreme amounts of value to it, plus time code and everything else. It's worth checking out, especially if you're just on that next level of working with productions. Definitely an interesting microphone. And yeah, sounds pretty good too. We'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.